For 11 months, 7-year-old Lily Hartman had been the only person in Millbrook, Ohio, who could recognize her mother apart from the other one. She had never once been wrong. But tonight, standing at the top of the stairs in her socks, she wasn't sure anymore. It started small, the way these things do. A Tuesday in October, Lily's father Mark was rinsing dishes when she tugged his sleeve and said, in the same voice she used to report a lost tooth, that the woman upstairs putting her to bed wasn't her mom. Mark laughed. Kids say things like that. He told her to go back up and give her mother a goodnight kiss. Lily didn't move. She said her mother always tapped the door frame twice before leaving the room. Twice every night for as long as Lily could remember. The woman upstairs had tapped it 3 times. Mark went up to check. His wife, Claire, was folding laundry, humming under her breath. He asked her if she was feeling all right. She said she was fine, just tired. She had no memory of tapping the door frame at all. For the next 2 weeks, Lily kept a private tally. She never told her father the details, only that she was counting. The real one, she said, always sang the same 3 lines of the same lullaby and then stopped. But the other one sometimes kept singing quietly after Lily pretended to be asleep. A 4th verse, one Lily had never heard before, in a language that wasn't quite English and wasn't quite anything else. Then came the photograph. Mark found Claire standing alone in the hallway, staring at a framed family portrait from 3 Christmases ago. He asked what she was looking at. She pointed to the little girl in the photo and asked, "Who is this?" Mark laughed, the reflex laugh, the one that comes before you understand what you just heard. Then he realized she wasn't joking. She wasn't pointing at Lily. She was pointing at herself. That weekend, Claire mentioned casually over coffee that she kept losing small stretches of time. She would blink at the stove and 40 minutes would be gone. She joked about it, but Mark did not laugh this time either. That afternoon, while Claire was in the backyard, Mark did something he would never admit to her. He unlocked the hall closet and pulled down an old shoebox of family videotapes, the kind nobody watches anymore, kept out of guilt more than a sentiment. He found Lily's 5th birthday. Claire laughed exactly the way she still laughed. She hugged Lily exactly the way she still did. Then, just before the candles were lit, she reached for the dining room doorway and tapped it twice. Mark stared at the screen for a long time. According to everything he remembered, Claire hadn't started that habit for years. The tape said otherwise. He decided he had simply misremembered when the habit began. That felt easier than the alternative, that the tape had always shown this, and it was his memory, not the door frame, that had changed. At the dinner that night, Lily dropped her fork before it hit the floor. Claire's hand was already there to catch it. Not fast, not supernatural, just early, as if she had known before it happened. Nobody said anything. Mark convinced himself he had imagined the timing, but Lily didn't. Claire woke up at 3:14 a.m. in the morning. She didn't know why. She walked to the bathroom the way she always did and looked into the mirror. Nothing unusual. She walked away back towards the bedroom. But halfway down the hallway, she happened to glance back. The mirror still held someone standing in it. She turned all the way around. The bathroom was empty, just the tile and the dark and her own toothbrush by the sink. She never told Mark. She wasn't sure in the morning that she had actually turned back at all, or only remembered turning back. The next morning, Claire came out of the bedroom, and for the first time, Mark understood exactly what his daughter had been describing. Nothing about his wife's face was wrong. Nothing about her voice, her walk, her smell of lavender soap and coffee. And yet, standing in the doorway, Mark felt the specific nauseating certainty of looking at a photograph of his wife instead of his wife. He asked her carefully, the way you ask a question you're afraid to hear the answer of, how she had slept last night. She said, like I always do, and tapped the door frame twice on her way past him. Mark exhaled. 2 taps. It was her. It was really her. But then, from the top of the stairs, Lily said quietly that the real one never used to tap the door frame at all. She had started 3 weeks ago, right around the time the humming changed. Mark turned to look at his wife. She was still standing in the doorway, smiling the exact same smile she always smiled. And for just a moment, less than a second, gone before he could be sure he had seen it, something moved her eyes. Not calculation, not guilt, as though she needed to remember which expression belonged to him. Mark never mentioned the videotape. He never mentioned the photograph, or the fork, or the missing 40 minutes. He chose to believe the way people do, that a family either survives on trust or it doesn't survive at all. And he made that choice again every single morning after that across the breakfast table. Lily stopped keeping her tally out loud, but she kept it. She still keeps it, actually in a spiral notebook under her mattress. One evening, Mark looked in on Lily while she was asleep, out of habit or superstition. He reached for the door frame and tapped it twice, the way Claire always did. Nothing happened. He turned to leave, but then from behind him in the dark, he heard 3 taps. He turned around. There was no one there, just Lily asleep and the empty doorway behind him. One night, after Lily had fallen asleep, Mark pulled that notebook out from beneath her mattress and turned to the final page. Every entry before last Tuesday had 2 columns, Mom and the other mom. Each week one name had been circled, but the final page had no columns at all, no circles. Only one sentence in handwriting that was steadier than a 7-year-old's should be. I don't remember which one she used to be.